How about your best O-line moves this offseason? Your top 5, starting at 5. What you got?
Let's start with Billy Turner going to the Denver Broncos. It's a sneaky little deal, but Billy Turner is really the missing piece to a link of an offensive line that has struggled to stay healthy. Nathaniel Hackett and George Payton, the head coach and GM respectively, they also love that Billy Turner's a leader, the first leader they're going to have back on that offensive line in 6 years. And all I'm saying is the last time the Broncos brought back a right tackle to start, they won the Super Bowl. So the recipe's smelling good at this point in the season.
If you're Rush, you're liking that because you've been screaming for protection for years in Seattle, and now you're getting it in Denver. What about number 4?
Number 4, I'm going to go with Lyle Collins. This is a match made in heaven. Him going to the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals immediately address a glaring need at right tackle. Plus, for Lyle Collins, he's had some struggles the last couple of years. This is the perfect opportunity to prove you want to be a pro. After a short suspension and some injuries, you get to come back to a team that gives you a chance to win a championship. And then the Bengals also made other moves to shore up that offensive line. They were watching football like we did and thought they're not going to be able to keep Joe Burrow if he can't stand up straight. So getting Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, those are big moves. But Lyle Collins is the 4th best offensive line move in free agency, a match made in heaven.
Bengals keeping Joe Burrow upright. What about the Patriots doing the same thing with Mac Jones for your number 3?
Trent Brown is signed a 2-year, $13 million deal as a starting right tackle. Football fans overlook Bill Belichick's skill to sign quality players far below market value. To give you a reference, the top 5 tackles in the NFL are each making over $15 million per year. So Trent Brown somehow signs that 2-year, $13 million deal, still has the best tattoos in the NFL, undeniable. But the Patriots get the steal of free agency in keeping their big left tackle, Trent Brown, for 2 years, $13 million. Brandon, we got to help him, man. He needs a better agent.
Well, he needs to help us out with some of that money because, I mean, that's still a lot of money. I'm just saying. That's just what I'm going to say there. Let's keep the train rolling when it comes to the Browns. This one, Chiefs, though. Not the color Browns or the team's Brown, but his last name happens to be Brown.
That's right, Orlando Brown Jr., the real OBJ in the NFL. Orlando Brown Jr., sources tell me at Kansas City, they had to choose between their left tackle and Tyreek Hill. By Tyreek Hill, this may be the first time in history that a left tackle was chosen out over the number 1 wide receiver. I think it's righteous, clearly correct, but historically we're looking at a first. But that's how important they see Orlando Brown Jr. He is one of the best young left tackles in the game, a massive human being, but a huge get. The 3rd best move second best move in the offseason for offensive linemen, protecting the number 1 asset in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes.
All right, you mentioned, of course, Tyreek Hill saying bye-bye, but his new buddy happens to be your number 1 checking in with the Dolphins.
And that's Tyron Armstead. What a deal, a multi-year deal for the legendary and generationally great Tyron Armstead. Plus, he'll be able to mentor young linemen like Notre Dame graduate Liam Eichenberg. He is going to bring stability to that Miami offensive line that they haven't had since the 70s. So hats off, and I'm a standing ovation for Tyron Armstead's agent. You get the reverse. You get Trent Brown's agent needs to get fired. Tyron Armstead, the number 1 free agent and offensive lineman that went in this offseason. An amazing deal. Happy for Tyron.
We just got to see what his 40 time is. I don't know if he's going to fit it with all those speedsters there with the Dolphins. I'm just curious. I don't think he's running the 4.7, 4.8, but we'll have to check that one.
I don't think anybody's running on the beach, man. You got to walk. You got to walk on the beach. Those are the rules. Look it up, the Geneva Convention.
That's true. That's true. Rod Harris is always tapping into all things, of course, giving us his top 5 moves with those old linemen there. Hey, don't forget the conversation continues. The Pick 6 pod, Bruce Arians retiring, of course. Now Todd Bowles handed the keys down there by the beach. Why not? Emergency pod from the fellas on that episode. Will Brinson, Ryan Wilson, John Breach react to the surprise and also the winners and losers in that organization after that move. Download and follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.